Welcome. Hope we all had a good Monday. Crazy Monday. Very productive Monday. Very good PA Monday. Hopefully everybody here made some money today. I think today was what I would say. I would give this a really good really good day. Actually, really good day. I'm very happy with how we performed. Very happy with how we took the trades today. Okay. In this live though, I'm gonna be obviously explaining in this lesson like I do every single day. First, we're gonna just break down the trades. Once then we break down the trades, I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna help you guys a little bit on actually executing the trades and how we can manage the trade. Right. All of us in here might understand. Right. Hey, I understand why you took the trade. I get what made you take the trade and so forth. But maybe some of you guys in here are struggling with actually managing the trade. I think managing the trade is the second step after identifying the position. So in this lesson, we're going to be going over managing the trade and execution, okay? But before we go ahead and do that, Scarlett, do you want to go ahead and say anything for the team, any updates, just anything at all, or are you good to go?
What's up, guys? I am green today, green $7. It's not much, but what I'm working on is execution and having becoming familiar with the way this is supposed to feel and go. I only have a $25,000 account, but I'm experimenting with it with myself mostly because I think it's a feeling, it's the way it should for me personally. Because it doesn't matter how many contracts or how much money we make, at least at the beginning, if you don't know yourself in that manner, then I don't know. I feel like I'm never going to get there if I don't know myself to that degree, if I can't have self control and all that stuff. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll be transparent with you. I'll let you know. I'm activating the account today for tomorrow. So fingers crossed this can be a payout pretty soon.
Let's
But
go. Yeah,
that's it.
hopefully we get good PA, and like the second you activate it, we start getting crap PA. No, I'm kidding. Cross fingers, knock on wood.
Oh my
All
goodness.
right.
No, well, my goal there is use 1 to 2 MNQ, relax, get a feel for it, and then see if I can be more aggressive, right?
Exactly. Well, awesome. Cross fingers on that. Good luck, Scarlett. Hopefully, we get that payout and get moving on. So, let me. I think I'm sharing. Cool. I just want to make sure I was sharing the right screen here for you guys. Again, you guys know this is always going to be recorded as well. Okay. But yeah, I am sharing. Before I go ahead and share, obviously the main screen that you guys see every single morning. I'm gonna share this screen with you guys, and this is another screen that you guys don't see in the mornings. Okay. This is a screen that I use just alongside the screen that you see in the morning to help me. And you guys can see this is on my one on part of my monitor. I have the 5 minute open, the 2 minute open, the 15 minute open, and the 30 minute open. So so you're gonna see this is like the left side of my screen, okay, and then on the right side of my screen is this one, and this is what I stream for you guys as well. Okay, so you kind of get the obviously like this is what you see. So I have the 1 minute on, just actually kind of like when I'm entering or exiting my position. And then if we go back to the 4-1, you can see, and how this helps me is it really helps you identify, okay, how much room does the trade have? Is the market really choppy? Is the market actually moving? Where are those key levels for take profit, right? We don't want to have those key levels for take profit on smaller time frames. We want to have them on bigger time frames, right? So that's how I'm able to exit my positions so well, because if I just move on over here, I can see, okay, this is what the 2 minute looks like, this is what the 5 minute looks like, and you guys can see literally the trade we took today was at that key level right here, right? Was literally at that level, and that's how I was able to get out of the trade. Was seeing, okay, there's a key level here. Obviously, we have that pullback, that retracement, and there was our take profit, right? And then obviously, same thing. See how now this 5 minute key level here acts as a support level and then continues trading higher, right? Same thing with having my other time frames. Here's the 15 minute, right? And it can help me identify even more key levels. So you guys, I know some of us in here might only have one monitor, to work with, so you guys can't have so many things up at once. I get it. What I used to do when I first started trading was I actually had like a really old laptop, and then I had an HDMI cable, and I connected my laptop to like an old TV, and so I had technically a whole landscape on a TV and then my laptop. So that's how I traded before I actually was able to invest quite a bit of money into my trading setup today. Now my trading setup is worth over $10,000. But again, it's not just like, well, I don't have a good trading setup, I can't do good. That's not an excuse, right? When I first started, I had literally less than, like, everything was just hand me downs, or like my dad didn't really need the computer and he just gave it to me. So again, maybe down the road when you start making more money, you can start upgrading your trading setup. You know, I know some of us in here have some pretty nice trading setups, but again, make sure you guys can have at least 2 monitors. Okay, if you guys are just trading on one little screen, looking at one little time frame, it's going to make it very, very difficult to manage your trade. And again, that's what I'm talking about today, is executing and managing our trade. So let me go ahead and rechange my screen here so you guys can see this one. Perfect. And I'll change it on the recording as well so the people at home can watch it. All right. Can we record, please, Bad? So yep, this is being recorded. You're fine. This is being recorded. Okay. So let's go ahead and break down the trades, right? And by me breaking down these trades, I'm going to be actually talking about managing the trade as well. Now, I know, just quick shout out to, I think, what's your username, bro? It's N, right? Just N dot dot dot. Is that your username? Bro, didn't you make, like, you made $11,000 today on Express Funded, and then you made, like, what, 7,000 on Friday? So you're at, like, what, like 18,000 in 2 days. So hopefully, I don't know what you're risking on that, bro. I don't know what or what account size you're trading on, but great green trades. Now, just the word of the wise, my dude, is just make sure that you can when you have bad shopper, you don't chase, and you hold those profits. Okay. Do you mind sharing your trading says PC setup later? Yeah, actually, I'll go ahead and take a screenshot of my setup right now, just to show you guys why not, right? So I'll even take a picture. Give me like a second so I can take a picture on my phone, and then you guys can kind of see it. Boom. Okay, let me just send this to you guys in the chat real quick. Bear with me so you guys can see it while we're talking here. Awesome. Give me like 5 seconds. All right. There you go. That's what my... Hold on. There you go. That's what my setup looks like, okay? That's what it looks like. Very simple, right? I have obviously the top, and then the bottom is what I trade. Very, very simple. I mean, it's not simple, but it's simple. Okay, nothing crazy. Okay. Sweet. Yeah. You like a sweet. But anyways, let's go ahead and break down the trades that we took today and all that good stuff. All right. The money making machine. Yes, the money making machine. But yeah. So the first trade we took, guys, was actually an L, right? The first trade we took was a loss on the day. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame here. And it's completely fine, right? Trades will never obviously go the way we want 100% of the time. Okay. So we can obviously, when market pushed here, guys, right? We had obviously market pushed, and just because the market pushed off the open doesn't mean, oh, I'm going long, right? I was looking at pre-market as well, right? I was looking at pre-market. I was zooming out. I'm like, okay, well, the overall bias of the day, the overall bias of the last week was over green, right? Friday, green. Thursday, green, right? The overall direction of just the market lately has been very, very bullish. And it is a good thing, right? We want the market, and technically it's a good thing. We want the market to keep being green, not just for obviously day trading, because technically as day traders, it doesn't really matter if the market's green or red. We can make money on either side. So technically as day traders, it doesn't matter. But just as the overall economy, long-term portfolios, long-term investments, it's really good to have the market to continue skyrocketing, right? Currently using Orb until I get grasp on learning the key levels, learning the course. I haven't touched them yet, but will once office works less. Yeah, let me know, bro. Let me know, N. But anyways, so the first trade, right? We can see that this is pre-market. This is all-time highs, guys, right? Obviously, we wanted to make sure that all-time highs was marked out, which was, again, crazy how these levels actually marked. Look at that. That was all-time highs. Touched it to a T and then sold right back off. So sometimes when the market finally actually gives us some good PA, again, today's price action, I would give it about an A+. So if you wanted to say, hey, what is good price action? This was a 100% good price action day. Like really, really good 100% price action day. And okay, so let's break down the trade. So first things first, I always say, what do we need for our bias? Well, we're trading above the VWAP. So that's first thing to identify longs. The overall bias for the week was bullish. Market open, a lot of strength. right? So, and again, we're hitting all-time highs. So I'm like, let's see if we can continue breaking all-time highs. So those are my 3 to 4 confluences to already just lean towards longs. Or yeah, and again, orb is not a bad strategy at all. It's very simple, the orb, right? You wait for a 15-minute candle close, and then you trade it. Now, the bad thing about the orb strategy, the bad thing, and really the bad thing about any strategy is if you have very, very bad price action, it can be very hard to trade. Like for example, if you have a clean direction, right, the orb works amazing, right? If you have a clean downtrend, a clean uptrend, it's so easy to trade because there's direction, right? You just play off the 15-minute high, the 15-minute low. Very, very easy, right? But again, when you start having bad price action, bad wicks, bad movement, it starts hurting, okay? It makes patience it does make you patient. Now, again, a lot of you guys know I hate trading the first minute of market open, but that doesn't mean a lot of you guys I know sometimes say, oh, I'm going to wait for the 15-minute close candle or whatever. I don't do that, right? I wait for when the market says, let's go. If that is the first 2 minutes of market open and I like a setup, I'm going to take it. If that's the first 10 minutes, I'm going to take it. If that's the first 5 minutes, I'm going to take it, right? The first trade we took was at 8:36. So the first trade we took was 6 minutes into market open, right? That's completely fine because again, the setup that I wanted to trade aligned and I took the trade, right? So we had that massive push to the upside. Yeah, we're trading with the VWAP. The overall market is bullish. We're leaning towards longs. Here is high of day right here at 24,856. Okay, 24,856 is high of day. Now, when market started selling off, I'm like, cool. This is what I want. I want the market to hold above this key level. If this is a support, this is actually a support level. Now, how did I know this was going to be a support level? Or how did I know, hey, if the market is going to try to continue pushing higher, how do we know that we have to hold above here? And you can see, candle never closed below here. Okay, so right when we wicked off of this, I was interested in taking longs. Now, sometimes I want to go in early, right? Like on a good, obviously, time, I would have wanted to enter here. This would have been my first position I would have wanted to enter on half size. Now, did I? No. I wanted to enter here. This would have been a beautiful trade. And then obviously I would have wanted to hold this longer, but I would have wanted to get in here, but I actually entered here. Okay. I entered here on the trade, right? And then I was going to add again half size once we broke. Now, again, it actually never broke. Okay, so I never was able to add full size to the trade, right? We literally tapped it pretty much to the T and then sold right back down, which doesn't usually happen all the time, right? That was actually pretty funny. So right when we tapped it and came right back down, my stop loss was candle low right here, right? So that's amazing risk to reward, guys, right? Look how tight my stop is, even on a loss, right? Even though, again, I'm trading heavy, so that loss was about a 1.3K loss for me. But again, you guys know for this week and for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be really be trading on my personal capital, which means I'm going to be trading between 6 to 20 NQ contracts, okay? 6 to 20 NQ contracts I'm going to be trading for the rest of this week into the foreseeable next week and so forth. I've been trading on prop firms now for a while. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop trading on prop firms, right? But I haven't been trading on my personal account for like almost 6 months. I've been trading on my personal account like maybe once, 2 times a month. I've been really relying or been trading on prop firm capital, which again has been paying the bills, has been making me a lot of money, but I kind of miss trading my personal capital. So just so you guys are aware of what I'm doing, that's what I'm trading. Yeah, 20 NQ, 6 to 20 depending upon market conditions. I'm trading my personal capital account right now is sitting around $115,000. So that is really not that big of a crazy position, right? If you guys were wondering, okay, how much do you have to have in your account? Well, if I'm trading 20 NQ contracts, I have to have $20,000 at all time in my personal trading account. Well, if I have $110,000, that's more than enough margin that I don't really have to worry about. Okay. Now, again, that's personal capital. I would never trade 20 NQ contracts on the funded account. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. Okay. So just so you guys are aware of what my position sizing is, that's how I made about $4,000 today. I was trading between 6 to 12 NQs. Okay. What do you trade with a 50K funded? No, I just told you I'm trading personal. Is that your question? I'm trading personal capital. Now, if I trade on prop firms, I trade between 50Ks or 150Ks. That's like my sweet spot of making money, 50Ks to 150Ks. If I'm trading funded. Now, if I'm trading personal, you guys know. All right. So let's kind of go back. If you have continue asking questions, you guys have questions. Yes, 50,000. Yeah. Now, if you're trading 50,000, you guys shouldn't be trading 1 or even 2 NQ contracts. You should be trading a lot less than that. So this was the first trade, right? Went long. I was up about $1,000. It was pretty nice. And then I got stopped out for a loss right here. Now you're going to be like, Will, why didn't you just do break even, Why didn't you do break even right here? Well, why? And this is now going back to managing my trade. Why would I go to break even stop if we're trading right here? There's no reason. Now, if we broke above this level and we closed above that level, then that would tell me the market is continuing to push. Let's go ahead and put my stop loss to break even. That makes sense. Okay, that never happened. So I'm going to keep my stop loss at my original spot of candle low, right? If I'm comfortable losing 1.3K on the trade, which I was comfortable losing that trade. If you guys are losing on trades, right? A lot of us in here, I don't know who lost on that first trade and it took a hit, meaning, man, I lost too much money. I'm curious. Anybody in here that lost on their first trade said, I lost too much money on that trade? Now, if you guys say yes, right? You guys are over leveraging because that was a half position size loss, right? So if you guys are like, oh my gosh, that was too big of a hit for me, you guys are still over leveraging. All right. If you say, oh my gosh, I can't lose 250 or I can't lose $300. If I lose that much money, I'm going to wince. I'm going to get emotional. I'm going to get pretty upset. But then you guys are over leveraging, right? But if you guys lost on a full size position and just sometimes the trades don't go our way, and sometimes it can happen when we do take a big hit in our account. But that's all about managing our position. So I even told myself, you know what? I'm in here. I'm green, cool. My stop loss is still here. If it comes back down to stop me out on this position, I'm going to be down 1.3. It's not the end of the world. You guys know I'm going to trade again. It's fine. Okay? But if you guys are like, I cannot get that stop out, it's too much, lower your position, guys. You always can add more. All right? But made back up there. Yeah, exactly. But I'm glad you made back on the next one, Mr. Buck, but that's not the point, right? You want to make sure if you lose on the trade, it's not going to you're not going, oh my gosh, I lost too much. And then you guys are going to hope that you make a ton of money on the next trade because there's no hoping in this game, right? So again, there was no reason to go break even here, guys. There was no reason to. All right, I told you guys I was about to go break even, but it never happened. There was no reason to go break even on that first trade. All right. So, okay, cool, good. I'm glad. All right, perfect. Now the second trade we took was longs again, right? Then we started really selling off here again. High of day, same as usual. Okay, and then we really started selling back. We started selling off. Now, us having this sell off, who thought that the market was going to reverse here? I'm curious. Who thought the market was going to come all the way back down? We had four decently strong candles. Who was like, okay, reversal, market tank, we're dropping here, right? Now, it was looking like it was potentially going to do that, but I was still long bias on this trade. Now, why was I still long bias on this trade? We're trading above the moving average, we're trading above the VWAP, and we haven't closed below candle low. If we are not going to close below, this is candle opening, guys. This candle was opening candle 8:30. Okay, if we do not close below 24,814, I am still I'm still bullish, right? This can still form a higher low. Now look what happened. We still formed that higher low right here. Okay, this is technically a higher low, guys. Okay, if this is low, there's the higher low, and then there's that continuation. This is the second trade. We made quite a bit of our money back. All right. Now again, I am human. I don't take the perfect, most beautiful trades every single time, but I wanted to enter here. This was where I wanted to enter on. This is what I would have wanted to enter on. This would have been a beautiful, I don't think we wouldn't have been on drawdown at all in this position or at this trade. But again, it pushed up. I hesitated. Now you're going to be like, Will, what made you decide to go long here? Why were you thinking about going long here? Because this is a higher low. There's a retracement. This was a previous support level. We broke that support level. If we break this, this should act as a resistance level. Okay, or sorry, support level, excuse me. Okay, so then I wanted to enter here. This would have been a beautiful entry, but I hesitated. I didn't enter there. I actually entered all the way up here. Okay, because I really wanted to make sure, because my fear, I want to say fear, but I didn't want to enter here. It wicks up, forms another lower high, and then continues selling off. So I just wanted to wait just a few more candles just to make sure that I was comfortable going long, right? So we went long right here. This was half size. Okay. Right when we went long here, we were green. I told you guys, I'm thinking about adding or selling once we break this high here, right? Then we came all the way back down. But my stop loss, guys, was this candle low here. I'll make this red, okay? This was my stop loss. Did it ever get close to my stop loss? No. Okay, it never got close to my stop loss. You guys, I think on the second trade, who got stopped out on the second trade? I think some of us got stopped out on the second trade, but why? This was one red candle. There was no reason to be stopped out, right? Now I was risking, I think $800, $600 to $800 on this trade. Okay, again, I was comfortable taking that risk. All right, I have to trust my ability that I can trade. Okay, so again, I went in long. We were up really nicely. Then we came all the way back down. I wasn't panicking, and I told you guys, if this comes back up to this level, and I'm gonna make this level orange here, I'm gonna add again. Now, why was I gonna add again to this position? Because if we come back down, form another higher low, and then we're just gonna actually continue trading higher here, this is going to look like a really, really, really beautiful trade. Why not add to it, right? If I'm confident in this trade, why not add to the position? Okay, so then I added another 6 NQ contracts there, and I told you guys I was going to sell half of my position on high break here. Okay, the second though that I added to my position, I have to control my risk now, because now this $800, $700, $800 loss can turn into now a $1,500 to $1,600 loss, because now I'm in 12 NQs. So now I'm going to have to be like, okay, I need to control my risk. I'm going to now go ahead and move my stop loss to this candle low, and I'll go ahead and make this red so you guys can see that. Okay, so now look at that. My entry and my exit is really, really good. Actually, my dollar cost average did move up a little bit because I added, right? So my dollar cost average was technically here now, right? And I'm going to make this green. Okay, so I had to move my stop loss because I added to my position. My dollar cost average moved, right? And then and then boom, hit it almost seconds after. I sold 6 contracts. And then, just like I said before, I sold my other 6 right here. And I'm going to go ahead and make this orange, okay? So you guys don't get pure purple or pink. I'll do pink. Why not? Let's do pinkity pink, okay? And this was where I sold my other 6. So my entry was right here. My exit was right there. Now, again, you guys can see, look how much the market moved today. Look how much. Again, if I held my 12 NQ contracts, I might have been up $56,000 for the day. Now me saying that out loud, it's like, holy shit, I would have been up half of $100,000 for the day. But that's not the point, okay? How would I have known the market would have gone up so much? I don't. We never know. So our plan is about identifying what we do know, trading what we do know inside of our game plan, and being consistent. Now, I made $4,000 today. I'm not complaining. That's not what I'm saying. But again, a lot of you guys are like, oh my gosh, look how much we pushed for the day. It pushed so much. It went up holy cannoli, right? Cool, it did. But the thing is, that's okay, right, guys? That's completely fine, all right? So that was a second trade. It hit beautifully, right? I made back my loss, and then I was up, I think, 1,000 or 1,500. Okay, I was up $1,500. So I made back my loss, and again, from my loss, I actually made profit on that. Now the third and final trade. Okay, and I think I was waiting for another retracement. Right, this is high of day. Right, this is 24,800. This was all-time highs. I think so. Hold on, I want to make sure this is all-time highs. I don't want to lie to you guys. Actually, no, excuse me. This was all-time highs. Okay, here was all-time highs. Now I told you guys, let's wait for a play. Okay, let's wait for something to happen. Right, and this was actually perfect. I think, actually, yeah. We actually played the all-time high break here. We played all-time highs. So once we get them pushing up, what happened? I said, okay, let's wait for another. The same as that game plan that we're talking about over here. Let's wait for that pullback and that continuation. Okay, same thing. I went long right here at 24,770, added again to the high break here, and then sold at this high point at all-time highs. And that was the third trade, making my like 2.3K, making that $4,000. Okay, it's the same exact thing over and over again. I don't think you guys realize that when we're in a bull trend, it's very easy. We identify higher time frame key levels, okay, and then we identify trend. If we know the trend is bullish, okay, what do we want to see? A retracement continuation. So let's try to get filled somewhere at the 50%. We don't want to get filled at the breaks here. We want to get filled half size while it's coming up, and then get filled fully before the break, and then start scaling out of our position. You guys see that? When we enter down here half, enter full right before the break, scale out on the break, and then on the half position size, continue riding it to the next key level. That's all I do every single day, guys. On a reverse trade, right? If the market is selling off, we do the exact same thing, but inverted. So if I could flip this chart upside down, we would do the exact same thing, but the opposite, okay? And that is all I do. Now, a lot of you guys on the trades that we are taking here, you guys get stopped out because you guys are putting your stop losses. So let's say I said, hey, my stop loss is just, for example, right here. Well, in this sense right here, you guys would have been stopped out on a winning trade because you guys would put a stop loss here, see that wick, it would have wicked you out, reverse direction, and you would have been absolutely destroyed. right? Because you guys don't need to put your stop losses at literally that line because you're just going to be wicked out. The hedge funds, the banks, they know where retail trader stops are. So don't let them stop you out on a winning trade. Just say, hey, I know that the market is bullish. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. If this closes below this level, then we might have to kill the position. Then we're going to probably be wrong. But it never closed. Same thing with here. I never closed this position until this is the losing trade, right? I never closed it until, look, on the 1 minute time frame, on this loss this morning, look what happened. We actually closed below this level. And since we closed below this level, then I went ahead and I exited the position for a loss, right? So that's what I think some of you guys in here are struggling with is when to, you guys, oh my goodness, I got stopped out of a trade. Well, why did you get stopped out of a trade? You got wicked out of the trade and it kept on going. So a lot of you guys are like, oh my gosh, I got stopped out of it. And then literally 5 seconds later, it goes your direction. Even if you trade with me or no trade with me. It's because you guys are putting your stop losses in the wrong spot, or you're literally being you're legit being the liquidity. The market makers are pushing the price down. They knock you out. They grab that liquidity. They continue trading price higher. You are their liquidity. Do not be their liquidity. We take the liquidity from other people. We don't have them take liquidity from us. Okay. Are you placing hard stops as well as mental? I'm placing hard stops. So for example, right? I didn't have like a stop. When I'm saying like on the trade that we lost here, I didn't have like a stop at that level, right? My hard stop was all the way down here, right? So I had a hard stop just in case, because if I don't have any stop, you guys, sometimes NQ could be super, super insane, where out of nowhere we can have like a 60-point candle, boom. So I'm always gonna have a hard stop just in case we have a Drake candle come inbound. So yeah, I might have lost a lot more than I wanted to, but I still am saving my account, right? So I would have a hard stop all the way down here, but right when I immediately see this candle close on here, I just exit the position, right? So my hard stops are a lot farther away from where I'm looking to exit the trade, but I'm not going to exit the trade until it closes below that level. Now, by doing that, okay, you might lose a little bit more. So like, let's say, for example, on the trade that I lost here, if you guys would have gone stopped out at 24,836, you'd have been stopped out 24,836. When I lost this trade, I got stopped out all the way at 24,832. So I lost an additional like 4 or 5 points, right? So I lost more than people that got stopped out here, but at the same time, I'd rather lose a little bit more in the trade than be wicked out of a winning position. So you have to exit when you're wrong. I'm not saying don't exit when you're wrong. Like in this trade, I was technically wrong on this analysis, on this game plan, so I had to get stopped out. I had to just kill the position. Let's find another trade. But you don't want to exit your position unless you're certain that your thesis, your hypothesis is correct or incorrect, okay? And that's where I think a lot of you guys have to work on, all right? Questions, comments? Scarlett, you want to add anything to the team or the group or anything like that? Hold on. Yo, Scarlett, can you say that one more time? My audio is being weird.
No, I just said that the way we're gonna add the way you added numbers on the side,
Yeah.
that's gonna be helpful in the mornings when when we log in to set our levels.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, yeah.
But
Good, good, good. Yeah,
yeah.
I love doing that. So I always want to put my key levels before we hop on. Now those levels can change before 8:30 because the market moves, but that's at least what I have at least before market open. But you know, sometimes it does change. But yeah, perfect. So anything else you guys want to ask me, Scarlett? Want to say anything else, or are we good to wrap up? I think good quick lesson, but I think it taught you guys something, and I think you guys got value from it. So anything else that you want to say before we end it?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Well, I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of you guys' Monday. You know, we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's stay green. You know, let's see if I can keep this green streak going, and you guys can as well. Don't feel free to reach out to me if you guys have more in-depth questions you want to ask me. That's why you're here, right? So ask away. But other than that, I hope everybody has a beautiful night, and I'll see every single one of you guys tomorrow morning for another crazy session and more money in the bank, eh? So anyways, peace out, team. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, and have a good night, guys. Peace, 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 peace.